Hello everybody. I had perused some videos of the AMT Imperial TIE Fighter. There was talking that this is a 151 scale kit. I'll show you why they're wrong. It's actually quite interesting. Oh, by the way, I got with me a 172nd scale TIE Fighter and a 148 scale TIE Fighter. And this is going to get really interesting. Since you know that the size of the 172nd scale. But I'll show you what the size is for the and let me tell you, this is actually interesting. The wings themselves are actually smaller, but that's not the interesting part. The kit itself is smaller per se, but well, I'll have to get these out. Bear with me for a second. I think the kit's actually a couple different sizes. Actually, it's the cockpit, or the ball itself, is actually about the size of the 148 scale kit. Yep, pretty damn close. Just a little more spindlier, but it's about the well, actually not really. Yeah, it's pretty close. That's actually not the interesting part. Here's the figure. Here's the 148 scale figure. The figure is actually much larger than 148 scale. So realistically, it's could almost fit the 148 scale figure. Crazy, huh? The figure itself is 132nd scale. That's crazy, ain't it? Did you know that 151 scale is actually between 148th and 172nd? So you got a figure that's larger than the cockpit. If anything, we should have gone with a guy this size, because he'd actually be more in scale. Instead of this figure. But this guy actually, when this kit came out originally, it was almost 30 years ago. That's actually a pretty detailed figure, even to today's standards. It's just crazy with how this is. This was designed. So technically you got two different scales in one kit. But here's the funny part too. All the decals for the 172nd and 148th scale kits, well, if you look at the picture, watch Star Wars and look at the helmet of the TIE pilots, the Imperial insignia is actually smaller. So it would be okay on 172nd scale with their size, but the ones on the 148th scale are oversized. The 172nd scale ones will work on the 148th scale helmets, and the 148th scale Imperial decals that came with this kit would work with these guys. So you would have but they don't, nobody makes any aftermarket decals for that. It is just crazy how that is. Oh, by the way, it's the exactly the same with this kit, or with the TIE Interceptor. Oh, since that's the TIE Interceptor is based on this kit with just different wings. But it has, you know, since it's the same kit, it's got the same pilot. So the technically the kit itself, or the vehicle itself, is 151 scale, but the figure is 132nd scale. I'd like to figure out how they managed to squeeze him into the cockpit. Which is funny, since the TIE Advanced, I think that figure would actually go and work with the TIE Advanced because of his size. The Darth Vader figure they have for that is actually much larger. Figure is probably about 1/24th or 1/25th scale. So yeah, AMT is really weird with their scales. It's also weird that technically these solar panels realistically would be considered under scale even for this kit. Actually, they would look really good on this one. But yeah, that's actually pretty interesting. Actually, those look a little bit more detailed than the fine mold kit. Almost looks like the 1/72nd scale figure would work with this one. In fact, what's interesting is that technically this cockpit's actually more detailed than this one. Yeah, I know it sounds crazy. This technically a lot more detail than this one, but it'd be nicer if they remodeled this one with the ball cockpit that looked like the one in the 1/32nd scale kit. Because I like the looks of that one. But the 32nd scale kit is also fitted out as much as this one too. You know, with how it's you got attached to the point here, here, and here. Just be nice that they had this one designed similar with the control stick coming out of the front and going into the pilot's hands instead of the molded in grips on the hands. And ooh. Where the hell did I put the link for that? Oh, right here. That was a little short rant from me about the scale for this kit. Oh, I was sitting on them. So I'll see you guys later, and if you like the content, hit like and subscribe, and don't hesitate to leave a comment. Thank you guys, and see you later.